Hi there, it's Richard Oceguera, and welcome to March. A whole month has flown by since the last newsletter, and wow, can you believe how fast time is flying? Now, speaking of flying, I just came back from being in the South, in North Carolina, Cary, North Carolina, at a really first-class, top-notch resort called the Olmsted Resort and Spa, and I was there for business. I was there with my mastermind group and with our mentor Suzanne Evans, and 3 days of being in a conference room with each other, learning and sharing and experiencing and shining a light on the things that don't work and the things that do work, and continually looking to find ways to streamline and up-level our businesses. For me, it was all about streamlining how I'm doing my business. And at the end of, on the last day of the conference, a couple of us, it turned out, were going to be going to the airport at the same time. Different flights, but same airline, American Airlines. And when we got to the airport, as we all checked in, my flight was on time, and their flight going to JFK, and I was going to LaGuardia, their flight was delayed by an hour. And both women decided that it was more important, it made more sense for them to switch flights to pay the difference and to actually get onto my flight so that they could leave when they wanted to leave. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. It's only an hour so far. You know, we never know how these delays go, right? But it was only an hour delay. But they both thought that it was worth the money to keep their lives on track and not be delayed by the hour or the prospect of even more time. And one of them said, as we were dashing through the airport to get to the gate on time, we were talking about how it was only an hour difference in the delay of their flight, but yet they thought it made sense to spend the money. And she said, Richard, money is a renewable resource. And I thought, huh. Oh, and then she said, but time isn't. Money is a renewable resource, but time isn't. And that sort of just zinged my head, and I thought, wow, that's totally correct. Money is a renewable resource, and that immediately made me think about networking. How networking is one of the top ways that you can renew the resource of money. And that's kind of what I have going on here in this diagram is, you go to a networking event, and let's say that you meet three people, three great contacts at that event, and two of them in the purple, these two guys, it turns out that they are interested in what you do, or they need what you have directly, and they go on in one way or another to do business with you. And this guy here doesn't need what you do, but it turns out that you can use his service, right? Because it goes both ways. Money is a renewable resource both ways. When we spend money, we're helping someone else renew their resources, and when people spend money with us, well, our pot is growing, right? So now the other thing about this, though, taking it a step deeper, is that each person we meet is a gateway to their network. So you've found two folks who want to do business with you immediately, and over time they introduce you to people in their networks who you can do business with. And down here, this guy is green because you know what? It turns out you need that service too. And so this is a great example of what I call the business ecosystem. Well, listen, networking, there's no doubt that networking is the number one way to build your client base so that you can make more money. And if I just invite you to take on this idea that money is a renewable resource, and through networking, you have the ability, almost like magic, to renew that resource. So that's my little thought for this month, and it's actually a big thought, so chew on that for a little while. And if you're looking for an amazing way to network, I highly recommend the event that's coming up in April, Suzanne Evans's Be the Change event. It's 4 days, it's in Las Vegas, and if you take a ticket from me, it's actually a complimentary ticket. You do pay $197 to reserve your spot so they know you're really going to jump on a plane and show up in Las Vegas. And when you check in to the event, they give you back a check for $197. So your entrance is actually at no charge. And one of the things about multi-day events that I think is brilliant is you're you're in this case with 1,000 people from across the country, and every day during every break, every networking break, every meal break, even during the sessions, you have the opportunity to little by little build relationships, to build out this web of new human contacts, as I call it, human connections. And it's invaluable because there's no better way to have someone know, like, and trust you than to spend a few days with them. So I encourage you to take advantage of that opportunity, and there's more information down in the newsletter about this. All right, well, I hope you kick butt this month. I encourage you to get out and network. I'm actually getting ready to go to an event I just found out about tonight. It's a charitable event, and I love charity events because people are rallied around a certain cause. I find them very productive. So I'm putting on my suit. I wasn't expecting to on a Saturday night, but I'm going to go do some networking and build my new ecosystem, business ecosystem, add to my ecosystem with some new contacts. All right, take care. Richard Oceguera with Richard Oceguera Coaching.